Hello there, welcome back. This is yet another video. So we're going to be building this, whatever you can see on my screen. So it's basically this is what we are trying to build. So I'm going to pick a date, and this 2017. So this guy was born on 2017, and I'm going to try and add it. We're going to get a question saying, "Stop! Where are you going, kid?" So that means this guy is underage. This guy cannot enter. Good. Now we can change this, and we can go to another very old guy. I don't know. 1990. I was born in 1990. That's a very old guy. Submit, and you can see here old man enter. The bottom here. Hope you can see this thing at the bottom. Old man enter. At the top left. Good. So this is what you're going to be building. But now what we're going to be simulating is a situation where you need to authenticate a user based on their age. So if a person is younger, then maybe you can tell them you're not yet of age to use this application. Old people application. Good. Now if this guy is old, then he can navigate. So instead of you showing this thing here, what you can do instead is navigate to another page. So that's what we are going to be looking at. Now let's go ahead and build this. So I'm going to start from I'm not going to start from scratch. That's too much work. So I'm going to start by building the whole application. So I don't know if I need to write the application again because I've already written a function. So it's something you can just pause the video, look at it, and do it. So this function does not do a lot of computing stuff. If you need to do serious checking of dates or whatever, you can write a better one. So you're going to be seeing it. So here we have this button. So I think this is the only thing we need to rebuild. Do I need to repeat this? All right, let's go ahead and do it. So we're going to add a button inside this row because basically it's a button inside this row. Also, you notice at the bottom here I have another. Okay, let's just add this first. So we're going to add the first button, which is this. And this button is what is going to be our date picker. So when you're creating a date picker, it's not normally inside your. It's not normally inside here. Whenever you click on this, you don't see it there. So this is how you create a date picker. You're going to call this DOB. So this is date of birth. And I like big arrow with whatever I'm building, so I'm just going to give this a fill color of this color. Don't know if this is black. Yeah, I think this is black. And you're going to use that. Then you're going to go down. Do we need anything? No. Yeah, I can add an icon. You can add an icon to the button, and you're going to pick a date. It's going to be a date. Pick a date from there. Good. So you can pick whichever you want. It's not date but calendar. Yep, there you go. And we are good to go. So we have that. Now to add a date picker, you add an action to these buttons. Whenever you click on that button, we need to run an action. We're going to go here and open this action. So add action, and we are going to search for something called date. So just type date, and you're going to see this one here called datetime picker. So pick that datetime picker, and that is all. Just yep, that's all we need. Click on OK. Now we have this button here. So this is the button that runs our actions. So I'm just going to remove the action because I had already created it. So go to this button and remove the action. So it's basically a conditional action. So delete this, and okay, just click on OK. Good. Now we're going to go to a function. So we're going to write something very simple in the function. So something just very straightforward, and it's this called age check. So if you open it up, you'll notice that it looks a little bit so this is what we have, but I think for clarity issues we can just create it together. So I can just delete it maybe, and then we can just go ahead and create it together so that you can understand the whole flow of how things are actually going to be happening. All right, so just close it, and you're going to start with this. So we just need to check the age. All right, so we just need to check the age. So we are going to come here, create a new function, and you're going to call it decide. Let's just call it decide. I don't know, I'm terrible with words. And this is going to be a boolean, so we're going to return a boolean. So what do I mean by a boolean? So we want every time whenever a condition is true, it's going to tell us if it's true or false. So that's basically a boolean. And then we're going to add an argument or a parameter. So a parameter is something we don't know, but we just pass it there for the sake of it being populated later on in the when you're using the code. So you'll understand also what a parameter is as we go on. All right. So we can use this. We can use it as a string or a date time. So let me try and use a date time. All right. Let me just use a timestamp. There we go. Now this is going to be the DOB. Let's call it DOB. Good. Now that's all. So we can come to this code here, and we need to just write our code here. So as you can see, we have been my normally goes now to be returned, but the return type. All right. There we go. So the body might complete normally causing null to be returned, but the return type and another type. All right. So let's say that this cannot be null. Nullable. All right. Can it be null? No. So we don't want it to be empty. So let's see if that error persists. Come on. All right. So I think I'm just going to make the boolean nullable for now, just so that we can just get fast through this. The whole idea is to make something very simple so that we can use it. All right. Let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to come down here, and we need to do something. So we need to decide a date. So we're going to come here and say date time. Okay, so it's normally date time. So we're going to create a function, or basically anything. So we can say today date. Sorry, it's not a function, but a variable that is going to be holding our date. So we can say date time dot. Now you also notice, if you're coming from JavaScript, that code looks too much like JavaScript. So this basically looks like JavaScript. There we go. So we have created a variable called date, and then you're going to create another one called age. So it's an integer of age, and whatever you're going to be using now is we are going to just write. I don't know. Maybe it's an object of the date, so you can access it using a dot. You're going to say today date dot year. So now we can be able to access the year right after we have created this. We have used the date time. Now so we're going to say this over here is going to be equals to the date of birth, which is going to be this parameter now. So this is the parameter that's going to be coming from the front end. We're going to be dob dot year. So now we're going to be comparing these two, because remember right here this is going to be coming back as a date time. Good. Now let's check what this is. Local variable age isn't used. All right, so this is not yet used. Okay, so now we can just go ahead here and return age. All right, so oh yeah, we are supposed to return a true or a false, so we cannot say return age. So local variable isn't used. There isn't a set name here in the class name. This is strange. So this should be today date dot year. All right, this is strange. Let me check. All right, sometimes we make some very stupid mistakes. So this is the issue. I'm supposed to be doing a negative, which is basically supposed to be minusing from the year. So it's going to say what's in here. Value of local variable age is a user property. Can be conditional because the receiver can be null. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this null. So which is going to be the date, and then let's go back here. It can be null. All right, so it can be null. So just to get rid of that error. Very good. So right now we are able to get a response from this. Now we need to check the age. So we need to know, is the age correct? Is it the age we want? So you can come here and say if, and you're going to say if age is greater or equals to 18. So you're going to define this statically, because we know what we are trying to do. And down here, okay, let's not use this because this editor is not that user friendly. we're going to come here and say return true. So this guy is going to be returning a true because the age is going to be greater or equals to 18. Now we can say else. So if the age is not greater or equals to 18, that means it's below 18. We can now comfortably return a false. Right there. Good. Now we can go ahead and test our code. So we're going to come here, go to test and rest. Let's select a date. So we can select maybe 2021. So this guy is 1 year old. You can still go around entering places. We're going to run this and the expected result is supposed to be false. So this guy is not yet 18. There you go. Now let's try another date that is greater than or equals to 18. Go over to 1991 and we can select this and let's try and run this. So we expect to get a true, basically. That's what we expect. So, strange. Oh yeah, we got the wrong date. It's doing a 2022. So we also need to select the time, date, and the month. So that's it. Now, if we run this, we should get whatever we are looking for. So run, and we should get a true. So once you're able to get these two responses, we are now sure that we can go ahead and work with the application. So we're going to check the function for errors. So every time you need to check the function for errors, or it will ask you to check for errors. All right, no errors. Now just save it. And our function is called decide. So we're going to go to our front-end part where we have our code. And you're going to click on this button again. And you're going to add an action. So we're going to come to open flow editor. And what we need to do is add a condition. So we need to check for true or false before deciding on what to do. You're going to click on this condition here. And you're going to come here on unset. And what we want to do with this one is we want to check a condition. So the condition needs to know, is this guy grade over 18 or under 18? So the first value has to come from our function. So we created a function. Just go to custom functions and you're going to be picking the function called decide. There you go. Now remember the parameter we created called date of birth and we passed it to the values where we were minusing the current year and the parameter entered here. So what is going to be entered here now can be passed through our function and we check our responses and use it in our code. So we're going to pass a parameter and the parameter is going to be a widget state of the button we created called date picker. So click on unset here and you're going to go to widget state and this is going to be the date picked. There we go. So the date pick now, this is going to be passed through our function. Now we need to check for our value. So we need to check now the second value is supposed to be specific. Remember our data is returning a boolean which is a true or false. So now we can decide, do we want the first condition to be true or false? So we want to check if this is true, because remember our function is returning a true or false. If this is true, then do something. So if you set it that way, whatever that is going to be on this side is going to be a true. Whatever is going to be on this side is going to be a false. So anything that happens for the person who is over 18 years old is going to be added on this side. The guy who is younger than 18 is going to happen on this side. So let's just add this. And what you're going to add is we are going to add an alert. So for your case, maybe you'll be navigating to another page. I don't know, but that's the whole idea. So we're going to say failed. Going to say failed, and the messages could be too young, buddy. All right, there we go. Too young, and then down here you can just add a terminate or save measure. Just terminate it because we are not navigating. There we go. Now anything that happens for the true, we are going to come here, add it, and you're going to add a snack bar. I want to add a snack bar, and you're going to say coming from specific, and we can say you are good to go. All right, there we go. So I'm just going to select a background color, which should be maybe from here. Just pick this, and you're going to use the primary color and click on OK. Good, that is done. Now last thing that we need to do, the date picker here, we need to be able to select dates that are behind the current date. So you're just going to click on the button, come to the property side all the way down to the bottom, and you're going to click allow past date time. Just check that so that they can select an earlier date. So yeah, that is it. So I'm going to test this as a web app. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the settings. I'm going to go to the web app publishing. And I'm going to click on publish. So there we go. So I'll wait for this to publish and we see what we get. Alright, there we go. So it's generated. So I'm just going to go to that page. I'm going to pick a date. Just going to pick like last year or whatever, 17. This guy is not yet 18. And you're going to click on yes. So it says failed too young. Now let's try and add something else. So we're going to say an older year. It can be something like 1996. Okay, 24th. Alright, now click. So it says you're good to go. Very good. So this is what we want. Now in your situation, you might want to do something else, send an email, add to the application, create an account. Now that's up to you. So I hope this one helps you out. So see you in the next one. Also remember the date, if you need to do like serious stuff, you need to do some good dating. So the one we did isn't that good, but the idea is to demonstrate how you would do it. So see you in the next one.